Okay, let me gather myself before I say my piece today. I'll lead with this. After years for working at one of the world's leading news stations, I've developed the muscle, the wisdom, and the restraint to keep my opinions offline when it comes to certain matters, specifically politics and public discourse. Now, it never meant that I didn't have opinions. It never meant that I didn't grieve or feel the impact of the devastation happening across the world and in our country. Now, listen, what confuses me most this time is the growing notion that issues are deemed political and somehow become off limits unless you're in Congress, you hold a governmental seat, or you're an elected official. And day-to-day issues that impact real human beings, workers, families, and taxpaying citizens, they are political. And if politics isn't your lane, you're expected to just be silent. I don't get that. As a taxpaying citizen, an educator, and youth advocate, everything about my life and my work is dedicated to inspiring change, expanding access, and offering hope to generations who will lead along after I'm gone. And most importantly, because I have equity in this country's future and I pay into it, my opinion matters. And I'm deciding to take it online today because of the recent statements by the EEOC. They may be rage bait, but this is serious, and this is a time that we're living in. Like, this is not a spoof. This is not a Saturday Night Live skit. This is reality. Not only am I grieved by the flagrant foolishness of recent remarks by our president that white people were treated very badly as a result of the Civil Rights Act, framing this as reverse discrimination, but the EEOC's so-called war on woke, it's an utter waste of time and resources. And here's why. Because white men remain the majority in the workforce. They hold the majority of high-paying roles. They dominate executive leadership in Fortune 500 CEO positions. And there's simply no evidence of widespread discrimination against white men that would justify a conservative reinterpretation of civil rights protections. I mean, it's insane. And in my opinion, it's silly and it's harmful. And yet it's the reality that we're living in, where the chair of the EEOC is actively undermining the very protections put in place by the Civil Rights Act. Let's remember the year was 1965 and consider the country's landscape at that time. That context alone tells us exactly why these protections were necessary in the first place. And at no point in history has the EEOC made a call to solicit complaints from one specific protected group over another. That alone should give us a bit of pause, okay? And this is important as a Gen Z pathfinder, and a workplace peace advocate. I support early